Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be talking about the Meike external battery grip I just picked up. Received a couple weeks ago. I wanted to use it before I gave my impressions and also a review on the system. And so having done a couple shoots with it for both photography and for video, I feel a little bit more adequate to be able to give you my impressions and the review. So let's go ahead and dive into it. I'm going to be talking about the pros first, and then I'm going to go into the cons. With anything, the biggest difference as a shopper, what makes us choose things over the other, is pricing. And price was a great value for this external battery grip. Meike is selling at $110, and compared to the Fuji external battery grip where it's $350. For me, it was no obvious reason. I went ahead and picked it up. I tried the first time actually. I saw that Meike was releasing it through a Fuji forum, and then I saw the link and it was already sold out on Amazon. So I had to wait until the next time they had shipments on there, and I was able to pick it up really quick by the end of August, and then I received it by mid-September. So now we're in October, so I've been able to use it, enjoy it so far, and price was the biggest reason why I picked it up. The Meike grip was for 110 bucks. That's a savings compared to 350, and I only really picked up this grip for one reason only, and that goes to my next pro, which is going to be battery life. I wanted to get this for battery life. I'm actually heading to a trip here shortly, by the end of this week, where I'm leaving out of state. And anytime you're flying or anything, you have the risk that your luggage is going to be behind or anything, and you're not allowed to carry them, lithium batteries, in your carry-on. So I wanted to make sure, well, I need to take extra batteries because you just never know, an event or anything can happen. As much as my gear is possible to be able to serve my clients as best as possible. So I picked up the battery grip for that reason, to carry those extra batteries in there and not have to worry or stress, because usually it takes 3 batteries for me to work an event, and I still have my other 2 cameras. So that ended up working out. I received it in time, but that was the main reason why I picked up this battery grip, and it does the job in that aspect. So my third point is the ergonomics of the camera has been improved dramatically. I'm about 6'3.5", and using this camera definitely improves the grip. In portrait mode, it's so much beefier to grab and use. I love it, enjoy it for photography, and actually has led me to use this camera more for photography. And again, this is my workhorse for video, but it's leading me to use it more for photography because I'm enjoying the experience of it. Not to say the sensor or anything isn't good about it, it's more about the usability and how do you feel using the camera. And for me, it's improved that ability to take it out and just shoot photography with it. So the battery grip definitely helps the ergonomics of the camera. And plus, if you're actually using your Fuji X-T3 on the Crane 2, before the last motor will block the screen of the camera. And so having the ability now to raise it by at least an inch off of the Crane 2 allows you to have the visibility to your screen completely. So now you can actually see what you're shooting and not have to toggle your screen around or whatnot. Now that it's positioned higher, you can just see the screen overall. So that was a benefit that I wasn't really expecting, but I'm definitely reaping it now and be able to use it on the shoots that I have done. So it just allows my framing to be a lot better, more accurate, and allows the gimbal to be more stable too, as well, having that extra weight there. And my final point, really the biggest pro that I found using this camera as a user with the battery grip now, is just having an extra shutter button, extra buttons that just allows you to use it while you're taking photos. Obviously, this battery grip is meant more for photography than videography. So obviously the obvious are that you have auto exposure, auto lock exposure, and autofocus lock. So that's pretty cool. Be able to use that as well. And the joystick on it, it's a lot beefier compared to the one on the Fuji, which is a lot smaller and thinner. So that makes that experience of positioning your autofocus or your center points a lot better and easier to use. I personally enjoy the bigger one better compared to the thinner and smaller one. But overall, great experience. Definitely a plus having those extra buttons and have an extra shutter button as well. All right, guys, anytime we know that we're not perfect, so we're gonna have some imperfections, and Meike definitely has some imperfections on this battery grip. For the first thing I've noticed is that on and off switch button does not work on turn on the camera whatsoever. And doesn't really work to turn on the battery grip either, because once you connect it to your camera and you turn on your camera through the actual camera button turn on, then the system is working automatically. So you can have it off on the battery grip and on the camera, and the battery grip is still gonna work. So I don't understand the point of having an on and off button if it doesn't work. So Meike definitely failed in that regards. So don't expect to, grab the battery grip, turn it on, and your camera's gonna turn on, because they failed at that aspect. Pricing was a big concern. I picked it up for 110 bucks, but then as soon as I got it, I couldn't use my third-party batteries on it. And I had to buy an original Fuji battery, and they're like $65. So my total investment into the system was $175, because I still had to buy another battery, and I already had an original Fuji battery. So I put those two into the grip, and then the one inside of the camera is a third-party battery. So that was a kind of a downside per se, because if you don't have any Fuji batteries that are original, then you're gonna have to spend at least another 120 bucks plus 110, so that's 230 or 235 that you're gonna be spending. So you're still saving, but overall that wasn't, that was a big downfall for me of having to buy extra battery. If it took those third-party batteries, I think this will be even a better value for you guys. So just keep in mind that if you don't have any Fuji original batteries, you're gonna have to spend a little bit more extra money, so your total investment is gonna rise. So just keep that in mind. Now, the other thing that really surprised me using this system, I've never used a different external battery grip on any system before. So this could be something that's very common, but from my experience, I noticed that anytime I turn on the camera, it makes this, let me try type of sound. My wife can't hear it, so maybe it's because I have great hearing or something, but when I'm using it on the field, I don't hear it whatsoever, so it's not a problem and it hasn't been bugging me. But when I have it inside, let's say here in this type of settings, taking any B-roll shots or anything, I can hear it and it's pretty annoying. So that's just a little small gripe on the sheet per se, but to be honest, it's not gonna bother you on the field, but it's something that I noticed, and maybe if your hearing is really sensitive, then you guys can pick it up as well. But for my wife and for other people, they couldn't hear it. So I guess it's just a me thing. Until then, guys, go ahead and subscribe, like, and leave a comment down below on your thoughts about the external battery grip or any other accessories that you would like for me to talk about, including any digital accessories that I use, like any lighting effects or anything that in post. But until next time, peace out.